think media has when delivering or portraying the people who are excited or hopeful for peace?
I think my own personal experience, I tell you, I have attended a couple of events, football games, openings of events and sports, but this one was different. This event has been different because people were happy, people were joyful, people were with hope, and that's the difference. Humans are looking for something negative or positive, regardless, right? And we always have a hope that something better is coming, right? And that hope moves a lot of people, a lot of masses, and that event in Seoul in a stadium, it was a moment that I saw with my own eyes the hope, the happiness, the vision, the leadership, which is important because Mr. Man-hee Lee, the Chairman Lee, has an incredible leadership power, and he's a very humble man. And that's the crazy part about it. He is a very humble, peaceful, kind person, and yet he can move masses, as you can see in the Seoul, Korea, and the stadium. I was impressed, how you don't need to be, with all the respect to anybody, mention it like Hitler or big, dominant, evil people in the history of the world, being pushy or negative or screamy or being as somebody that, negativism is number one or ego is number one. You can be a leader being in a peace world. The peace, the direction, the leadership, and also the most important part, the goal, which is the world peace that we're getting closer and closer every single time.
Now, Chairman Lee always mentions the importance of the media when coming to the creation of peace. What do you think about this?
I think the role of media is totally important. I don't think Mr. Chairman Lee will exist without media, without communication. I don't think nothing in this world will exist without the media, without communications, without spreading the world to the world. So, of course, media, I think it is probably the most important part of it because you get to communities, you get to people, you get to towns, you get to countries, and I think our job as a communicators, our job as a reporters, our job as anchors on any media, television, radio, or social media, podcast, or whatever it is our duty, if we wanted to leave a better world than what we have right now, to communicate that, to educate, to give people that hope that it can be possible. Another thing that was very impressive, and I did also, and I know probably somebody else is going to talk about it, but we mixed in one of the events in Korea two things, also the communication, but also the religions. And it was I thought it was amazing idea. Whoever thought it, Mr. Lee, I think it probably, and I believe it very clearly that he has clear visions from God. And I think it was a brilliant idea to not just have the media, but also have the religion leaders together. And I'm not talking about just Christians leaders. I'm talking about every single religion that is out there in the world, which I promise you, I was in that meeting, I was in that event, and I have never known that there was so many religions around the world, so many categories in the Christianity and the Judaism and the Buddhism, and anything that it has a higher being. It was incredible. It was there. And everybody has their belief in who is the higher being is. It could be Jesus, Buddha, whatever that belief they had, plus the community of the anchors, televisions, and radio, and all the communicators. But the most important part was his message was very clear. He said, with all the respect to everybody, we don't care what you believe, we don't care what God you praise on, but we respect your beliefs, we respect your God, we respect your philosophies. All we asking is in your churches, in your areas, in your communications, please let them know that there is an organization and there is somebody who is moving towards peace, and we would like to you be united, very respectful, but just communicate peace, And he believes, Mr. Manhili believes that so does the media, so does the religious leaders can change the world, because be honest, communication and religion is what moves this world anywhere. So if we combine both, we definitely have a goal to accomplish with religious leaders and also communicators like me.
Thank you for your honest answer. Now, I want to ask you a little bit more specific question about this organization, HWPL. Some people who have skeptical views of HWPL, they say that HWPL is a disguised organization for the purposes of recruitment of the people for his religious organization. Now, what do you think about that?
I can defend that 100% because I tell you one thing that is always have my respect, and I said it on the religious side of it. I have my beliefs. I believe in Christ. I believe in Christianity. It's my personal belief. I never have attended to any congregations on his organization as a religious side. I've been invited as a guest to see, which was beautiful, really nice, but they never told me, oh, you know what, from now on, if you want to become a part of HWPL, you have to change your religion, you got to give us some money, or you got to do this every single often, or you got to come and talk to or do or say as a condition to be in this organization. I openly can tell you that I have never asked to be changed my beliefs. I have never asked to donate any money. I have never asked to do anything that my own personal belief or work can do. So no, I to everybody who is skeptical about this or thinking that this is something with another avenue or another ideas, I will firmly tell you, no. They are proving over and over and over and over that all they want is you reach their hand, ask for your opinion about what they're doing, ask your help about spreading the word to the world, and that is it. It's very simple. I know it sounds very complicated for a lot of people, but it's something that I believe of Mr. Manhili Lee, the Chairman Lee, is there's a very simple man. He has a very straightforward idea. And I want to assure you that HWPL is an honest, firm, very nice organization that really has a point, a goal, and one of the most beautiful things in the world, which is peace, which is harmony, and by all means, unconditionally, they always will have my support.
Thank you for your opinion. Now, despite of all this hard effort and all the piecework that are done by HWPL, as you have mentioned in previous answer, there are still some people who are with skeptical views on this organization, especially in Korea, which is why they are not being acknowledged. Now, what do you think about this situation?
The only thing I can tell you is that I'm surprised, I'm sad, I'm shocked, because every single country will love to have an organization that moves towards the peace, moves towards education, moves towards, religion in a good way. Certain religions can go really bad, really sour, and really mean. But he's different, And answering your question, in Korea, I believe that it might be a more politics situation than religious situation. And maybe another churches are, let's put it in this plain way, jealous about his success. And of course, sadly, there is always going to be the evil side, the negative side, the tough side about it. I believe that Korea has an amazing opportunity to enjoy what is going on right now. If the country will be united in this way, we can see North and South Korea together. Mr. Lee, Chairman Lee, his whole idea and goal was to unite both Koreas, Northern and South Korea. And he has seen it so tough because not even the South Koreans were helping or doing or try to help in the idea about unite the country. To answer that question is difficult to understand. It's sad to understand it because any human would like to see his country free. Any human would like to see his country finally united, especially Korea. And I think everything is possible. I think if we show more people doing positive things and telling them that I, from El Salvador, United States, Los Angeles, I have nothing to do with Korea, I have nothing to do with the organization in the prior times, and now I love it, I respect it, I support it, and I think it's one of the most wonderful, amazing things ever happens to myself. I can tell you there is nothing to be harmed. He does it with his heart. He has a vision, he has a goal, and he's asking for help to not just the Koreans, but the entire world. And Korea should see that the entire world is saying, yeah, whatever you need, we got it. We understood your idea. We know what you want, and if there is anything we can do, please just ask. If the rest of the world is saying that, Korea should understand that you guys have a very nice situation right there in your backyard, right into your country, and I please give you an honor to tell you that take advantage of that man before that was still alive and is still very energetic and is still with a lot of energy to do all his work. Please help him because by himself nothing can be done. United Korea can be everything done. You guys can do everything and you can unite your country very fast.
Now, sir, continuing to hear about your passion and your definite heart for peace, it makes me wonder, what made you believe in world peace?
Which is the majority that I've seen with my own eyes, thanks to HWPL, is we want peace? Definitely. If not, just seeing scenes from the stadium of Seoul. That was the most impressive thing I have ever seen in my entire life. And I say that again because it was incredible how they organized so many people in so little time. The entire city was there just saying, yes, we believe in peace. And that was just the Seoul, Korea stadium. And we were connected to many cities around the world. And the excitement, the philosophy, the peace was incredibly accepted. I also had the honor to be with big leaders like presidents, vice presidents, prime ministers, representatives, attorneys, guys from different cabinets of the entire countries. And they were very serious about it, sitting down with with the Chairman Lee about the laws, about how we can structure these, about how we can put it together. And see, this is the difference between somebody, and with all due respect, a universe queen saying I want world peace and shaking and saying hi to everybody and have a smile, to have one of the top leaders on the countries, one of the top attorneys, lawyers, thinkers, and say, okay guys, we want peace. How we can accomplish this in a legal way, in a religious way, in a communication way, and that was amazing. I mean, and that is the difference that I want you to understand, because I've seen it when I go to Korea, when I go to different places. This is not just a guy who sit down and said, "Oh, I just want to make peace," and that's it. No, this is a person who has an entire idea how to do it, a vision how to do it, a plan in how to do it, and not only that, he has executed those ideas and have given results to different countries and different areas to the world. So this is the difference. It's not just me saying, oh guys, you know what, I feel fine today and I want a world peace. to somebody who has a vision, idea, a structure, and somebody who is actually creating the movement that is so far is doing amazing job in the world. There was always going to be negativism. I saw it with my own colleagues over there in that meeting where it was attacking him. There's always going to be people who want war because it's financials, and there's always going to be religious people who's going to be jealous about what he's doing because he's growing so fast, and they're not. So yes, and that's our job. That's our job as a humans, to keep going, to not care about what's going on, to keep forward, and with faith of God and a faith of Him and a faith of humanity, accomplish the goal to have peace in the world.
Thank you. Now, sir, do you think it's possible for civil organizations such as HWPL to influence the decision makers of the country by starting with the change of smaller changes in society? Do you think it's possible?
When I started the small interview with Chairman Lee, and they told me, oh, somebody's coming to interview with you about world peace, I took it as another person with a beautiful mind and wanted to change the world. But through the years, I physically been there. I physically seen the changes, the movements, the ideas, the strategies, the laws, the unification of countries, the hope in a lot of people. And I seen with my own eyes how he has developed and growing amazingly. Suddenly with the pandemic and things that happened, he stepped back a little bit, but I know for sure that it's coming back stronger. Another strategy that he had, besides talking to the communicators, besides talking to the world religious leaders, another thing that was amazing to me is going to the countries and do small schooling situation and a very local level, like you said, where starting from the kids, starting from the young people, which is another amazing opportunity. The young people in the ages of 10, 11, 12, say 17, 19, 20 are the ones who in the next 20 years, 15 years are going to direct this world. They're going to direct countries. They're going to direct their own local cities. And Mr. Lee had that already also thought, That's why he developed the youth side of HWPL, which helped the young people to understand the crusade of having peace, to respect themselves, to have some honor, to have some, work with God, work with whatever belief they have. And that's awesome because from early stages of life, kids, young people, and local community, local schools, local churches can start understanding the message of peace. And I think that that's the only way. But if you start growing the new seeds, if you start growing the new ideas, if you start changing people's ideas about what is in the future can be peaceful, harmony, and helping the community, of course, I do have hope, just like Chairman Lee, just like thousands and thousands and thousands of believers, that we can change the world. I have more positive than negative, thanks to what I have seen over there in Korea, in Zoom, in meetings, and talking to people. I promise you that it does change lives like mine. It does get the message across like he does in every single country. It does change cities and towns rapidly. And the most important part, I seen it with my own eyes when I go to Korea, when I see it in Zoom, or when I go. Young people are the ones who are getting together very strongly to change this world. And that's exactly what we need. And that's exactly what I've seen all the time. Young people, eager people, hopefully they can change the world with a lot of eager hope. And we are going to do it. I don't have any doubt about it. I haven't been paid for anything. I haven't asked for any money. I haven't not changed my religion or my beliefs. What I have done is change my attitude towards my world, which is I do want this world to have peace. And if that's the goal, my 100% support.
Thank you, sir. Now, you mentioned before about the change of value set you had before and after. Could you please elaborate a little bit more about on that?
So now what do I think before and I think after? Before it was just, how cute. It's a man who wants to change the world and want a world peace. Now it's like, wow, what a tremendous leader who has everything and anything on his behalf to accomplish a major goal, which is world peace. And I want to be part of it. I honestly have a lot of respect for him. I have tremendous admiration about it because he has a plan, he has a vision, and he has a goal. And I believe that you reach your goals, first of all, having them. Second of all, feeling them. And third, having a plan to execute those goals. And he has all that, And I hope when you see all this, you be part of it too. And let's make this difference. Let's not just have them to do it. Let's all do it, And if we all do it, not just them, our world's going to be different.
Thank you very much, sir. Time really flew by and we're already at our last question. Now, it was really inspiring for me to listen to all your experiences and stories that you had with HWPL, with Chairman Lee, and your personal experience as a person who delivers the message of peace through media. Now, if you have a last words for our audience today, what would it be?
First of all, I wanted to thank you, all of you, for this opportunity. And my message to people who are watching this is HWPL, Man-Hee Lee, and this great reality and great legacy that we're leaving right now is just to show you how important it is to have peace on the world. A lot of people talk about it. A lot of people dream about it. A lot of people wants it, but what I said over there in the reunion when all the reporters were there, the only difference is that Chairman Lee is doing it. And see, that's the difference. And that's what it got me so deeply in love. And I know a lot of people around the world in the same way. I thank HWPL, Mr. Chairman Lee, for what he's doing, for his plan, for his leadership, for everything step by step that he has a very clear vision what he's going to do. If you are thinking and said, finally, there is somebody I can join, I can help in my community, do it. For the people that are negative, for the people who are always against us, for the people that are always talking bad about it, don't worry about it. You know what I mean? There's going to become a time that you people are going to thank us that we are doing something for your children, for your legacies, for your descendants, even if you don't see it right now. And I know someday you're going to live in a better place. And one day in that dark heart that you have, there's a light that's going to say, thank you. Just the way I say thank you to all of you. It's been a pleasure to give my message to all of you.
Thank you, Mr. Rosales. I mean, truly, truly thank you. Today, it was a really valuable time for myself too. It gave me a chance to think about what the role of media would be when it comes to making peace. Once again, thank you very much, and I'm sure our audience has received your enthusiasm for peace together. Now, thank you and have a lovely day.